Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to share a truth that has stood the test of time, surviving and thriving through centuries, an age-old wisdom that was championed by Marcus Aurelius, a philosophy born in the cradle of ancient Athens, Stoicism. It's easy to think of philosophy as a lofty, complex subject reserved only for the intellects. But Stoicism, my friends, is not just a philosophy. It's a way of life, a mindset, a toolkit for life, if you will. It's about the freedom that comes from understanding and mastering our emotions, and the power that comes from deciding our perspective on the world. Stoicism believes in the power of self-control. It recognizes the volatility of our external environment and teaches us not to fight this volatility, an act which is, by design, futile, but rather to control our reactions to it. It advocates that we are not disturbed by events, but by the views we take on them. It is our mindset, our perspective, and not our circumstances that dictate our happiness. And that, dear friends, is empowering. Now, let's travel back in time, back to the Roman Empire, to one of the greatest proponents of Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor and a philosopher, was not born into the lap of luxury. His life was filled with turmoil, death, war, disease, treachery, and yet he remained one of the most admired leaders in history. How, you ask? The answer lies in his philosophy, in his stoic outlook on life. Marcus Aurelius was a firm believer in the power of the mind, in the power of rational thinking. He understood that our mind is a garden that we can cultivate. We can let it be overrun by weeds, filled with anxiety, worry, and negativity, or we can fill it with flowers, with rational thoughts, calmness, and controlled emotions. He understood that we have the power to control our perceptions. He realized the significance of an empty mind, free from worry, anxiety, and unnecessary thoughts. To him, an empty mind did not mean a mind devoid of thoughts, but rather a mind where thoughts are selectively allowed. A mind that can sieve through the plethora of thoughts, picking and choosing which ones to entertain. And this ability to control our thoughts, to not be a slave to them, is what he believed was the key to tranquility. Now, this might sound like a Herculean task to control our thoughts. After all, we are not creatures of habit, but creatures of thought. But, are we doomed to live at the mercy of our thoughts? No, says Marcus Aurelius. No, says Stoicism. We have the power, the ability to achieve this state of an empty mind. How, you ask? The answer lies in mindfulness, in meditation, in journaling, and in rejecting negative thoughts. Just as we train our bodies, our minds too need training. Regular meditation helps us achieve this control. It helps us observe our thoughts, not from the inside where we are tangled and lost, but from the outside where we can see them for what they truly are. Just fleeting, transient visitors. And with practice, we learn to let the negative thoughts pass. We learn to not entertain them. Journaling, something that Marcus Aurelius religiously practiced, is another powerful tool to empty our minds. Writing our thoughts down gives us a certain distance from them. It allows us to objectively view them, to understand their irrationality, their impermanence. And most importantly, the power of rejection. We must understand that we do not have to entertain every thought that comes our way. Like uninvited guests, we can politely, but firmly, ask them to leave. The Stoics were wise. They understood that our minds can be our biggest enemy or our greatest ally. They realized the power of perspective. How we perceive an event, they believed, defines our experience of it. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. By changing our perspective, we can transform our response to external circumstances. We can choose to see the silver lining in every cloud, the lesson in every failure, the opportunity in every challenge. Stoicism, friends, is not about suppressing our emotions. It's about understanding them. It's about managing them. It's about emotional stability. Emotions, after all, are not our enemies. They are simply messengers, They are indicators of our mindset, our perception. But, like everything else in life, they must be controlled, they must be understood. By doing so, we attain a more stable emotional state, we achieve tranquility. Friends, let me share a secret with you. The most valuable currency we have is not money, it's not time, it's not even health, it's our mental energy. Yes, every thought we entertain, every emotion we experience, consumes a part of this energy. And an empty mind, a mind that is not cluttered with unnecessary thoughts, a mind that is not a battleground of conflicting emotions, has more of this currency. It has more mental energy. And what does this extra energy lead to? It leads to focus. It leads to increased productivity. And most importantly, it leads to happiness and peace. Isn't that what we all strive for? To be happy, to be at peace. To not be constantly fighting battles within our minds, but to be able to focus on the present, on the task at hand. Imagine being able to silence the constant chatter in your mind. Imagine being able to work on a task without the constant interruptions of stray thoughts, of random worries. The focus, the productivity that you can achieve, is unparalleled. And this is what an empty mind, a mind that is a master of its thoughts rather than a slave, can provide you. But the benefits of an empty mind are not limited to increased productivity. It also leads to a capacity for happiness that is otherwise eluded by many. You see, a mind that is constantly filled with thoughts, that is constantly jumping from one thought to another, one worry to another, is like a turbulent sea. It's always in a state of unrest. But an empty mind, a mind that has learned to control its thoughts, is like a calm lake. And only in this calmness, in this tranquility, can we find true happiness. Now, you might be wondering, all this sounds great in theory, but how do we achieve this? How do we incorporate this Stoic principle into our daily life? Well, the answer is simple, yet profound. It's not about making drastic changes in our lives. It's not about abandoning our worldly possessions and retreating to the mountains. No, Stoicism is a practical philosophy. It's about making small but consistent changes in our perspective, in our mindset. We can start by being more mindful of our thoughts. We can start by training our minds to focus on the present, to not dwell on the past or worry about the future. We can start by journaling our thoughts, by meditating regularly. We can start by actively choosing our perspective, by deciding to see the good in every situation. We can also apply this principle in our interactions with others. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can choose to respond rationally. We can choose to not let others' actions or words disturb our peace of mind. We can choose to not let external circumstances control our happiness. And most importantly, we can practice gratitude. Gratitude, my friends, is one of the most powerful emotions. It shifts our focus from what's missing in our lives to what we already have. It helps us realize the abundance that we are blessed with. And this shift in perspective, this realization, is a significant step towards achieving an empty mind. Marcus Aurelius once said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." How beautifully simple, yet profound. Starting our day with this gratitude, with this realization of our privilege, can set the tone for the rest of our day. It can help us start our day with a calm mind, with a positive perspective. Remember, Stoicism is not about suppressing our emotions, it's about understanding them. It's about recognizing that we have the power to control our reactions to external circumstances. My dear friends, just as a sculptor chisels away the unnecessary parts to reveal the beauty of the sculpture, we too must learn to chisel away the unnecessary thoughts, the unnecessary worries from our minds, to reveal the beauty of a calm, focused mind. To reveal the potential of a focused, productive mind. And most importantly, to reveal the capacity for happiness that lies within each one of us. The journey to an empty mind, to a serene mind, may not be easy. It requires effort, it requires practice, it requires perseverance. But, as we travel down this path, as we learn to control our thoughts, As we learn to choose our perspective, as we learn to achieve this mental clarity, we will realize that the journey is worth every step. Because, my friends, the destination is nothing less than tranquility, happiness, and peace. And isn't that what we all strive for? In our journey to understand and adopt Stoicism, we have delved into the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, the concept of an empty mind, and the power of perspective. These philosophies guide us towards a balanced, fulfilling existence. We've learned that our emotions are like a wild horse. They are powerful, potentially destructive if left unchecked. But when harnessed and guided with wisdom, they can lead us to great heights of achievement and inner peace. Emotional stability is a crucial aspect of Stoicism. It is not about suppressing our emotions, rather understanding them, acknowledging them, and managing them effectively. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to be the calm within the storm, to remain steady even when life throws its toughest punches at us. How we feel and react to situations is entirely within our control, and no external force or event can rob us of our peace unless we allow it. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This is an essential element in the practice of Stoicism, recognizing that you are in control of your reactions, emotions, and attitudes. A challenging situation can either be a roadblock or a stepping stone, depending on your perspective. Understanding this gives you the strength to face life's ups and downs with equanimity. An empty mind gives you the clarity to see situations for what they truly are, without the cloud of emotions or biases. It gives you the space to focus on what truly matters, to analyze situations rationally, and to make sound decisions. It also allows you to enjoy the present moment without being burdened by the past or anxious about the future. But Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be pondered. It's a way of life to be lived daily. It is relevant and practical in our everyday lives. When confronted with a difficult situation, you can choose to react impulsively, or you can employ Stoic principles, step back, analyze the situation, and respond rationally. Practicing Stoicism can also be as simple as starting your day with a moment of gratitude, finding joy in the simplest things, or ending your day with a reflection of what went well and what could be improved. By cultivating this mindset, we can lead a life that is more balanced, more fulfilling. To live stoically is to understand that every event in life is a chance to practice virtue, wisdom, and resilience. It's about focusing on what you can control and accepting what you can't. It's about striving for an empty mind, a mind that is free from worry, anxiety, and unnecessary thoughts. In conclusion, my friends, Stoicism, as taught by Marcus Aurelius, is a practical guide to leading a fulfilling life. It empowers us to take control of our minds, to manage our emotions effectively, and to lead a life of clarity, focus, and peace. If you have resonated with these ideas and teachings, if you feel a spark of curiosity to delve deeper into the wisdom of Stoicism, I urge you to continue this journey. This practice can truly transform your life, your perspective, your happiness, and your peace. Thank you for joining me today in exploring the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and his philosophy of Stoicism. I hope that you found this information valuable and that it inspires you to continue seeking wisdom and clarity in your own life. If you appreciate this kind of content and wish to explore further, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Your support helps us continue to deliver content that aids in personal growth and transformation. Please like this video and share it with anyone who you think might benefit from it. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." I encourage you to take a moment each day to empty your mind, focus on the quality of your thoughts, and truly live in the present. Thank you again for joining me today. Until next time, remember to stay focused, stay calm, and embrace the Stoic way of life.